I work at a Viet dessert shop, and I think it's pretty fun.
I was staging homes and real estate. So I was moving furniture. I was like a mover. I would stage the homes, and I would assist like the interior designer. And then I got a job at Staples, and then I got a job at the college, and then I had several more jobs from there on.
But now I work at Cinemark, which is the movies. I get paid $16.50 an hour.
I got my CNA certification, so I was working as a CNA.
I work for a thrift store. It's connected with Weave. That is a nonprofit that helps survivors of domestic violence.
I actually quit my job recently because it didn't work. They were very phobic,
So I am a shift lead, very important. I'm a shift lead at Starbucks, and I also work at the Center of Teaching and Learning on campus, and I also work at a sushi spot, and I'm a server there.
I work at the Makerspace at Sacramento City College right now as an instructional assistant. When I'm working, I make a little under $1,500 a month, which is just enough to live.
Some days you wish you had like a off day where you could just like call out of work and go to sleep, but that's not how life works.
I work around 6 hours a day, 3 days a week. I'm trying to juggle like my homework, my classes, and then my work itself. And days that I want to rest. Time management's horrible. I have like the worst time management ever. I would put something down on my calendar. I would tell myself, I will get it done before this date. And like 2 hours before I need to get it done, I start speed running it.
There have been plenty of times where like work has interfered with my school life, trying to make sure I get everything on time. Like I'm here till like 5 till closing, which is like damn near midnight. So it's just like, oh my God. How am I gonna get my schoolwork done?
There's been way too many nights that I've stayed up until like 1 and having to get up at 4 and just being like exhausted, like just sleeping on my like lunch at work, accidentally falling to sleep in class. I would love to just be able to go to school, not have to worry about working. Like I would have such good grades if I was able to do that.
Being a CNA was hard, or very much underpaid, especially being in the healthcare field.
I'm out as gay. I feel like I'm pretty comfortable with my sexuality, just like randomly like voguing across the Starbucks floor.
For the most part, it is a very cisgender hetero environment. And yeah, being trans is interesting because I haven't had my name changed, and I don't feel comfortable with other people knowing my gender identity here. And so they were very discreet about it, which I appreciated. But yeah, and I just kind of have to play a part sometimes.
I think when it comes to like a workplace environment, it's kind of hard to just be like, yeah, I'm queer, and because it really depends, because you could be working with some people who are very much they can be so nice to you, but once they find out that you're gay, and they're gonna try on you like the flick of a switch.
No, again, it's Viet run, so I don't no one asks, then I don't answer. So I don't really try and have it as a conversation. I just let people who are curious to and then always answer.
It's been pretty good. I get occasionally misgendered sometimes, but they immediately say oh, I'm sorry, I forget. It's a new experience for people because I'm usually the first trans employee they get at the workplace. If they're a regular customer, I make sure to disclose it. But our work has been very accepting. Everyone uses my pronouns. Everybody's very respectful. They know me as only Mako, except the hiring manager, she knows, but she does not disclose my legal name. I really like my job, and that the basic decency, the human respect, just I guess adds to it, because you don't get treated as a human being sometimes for being who you are.
I just got dead named there, which was a good thing because I found out later on that one of my coworkers was severely transphobic after she quit. So thank God I wasn't out there because that would have been terrible. I guess it kind of sucked. And so they like always talked about like, oh, it's like a team of girls. And I'm like, I'm not a girl. I definitely felt like there was like a disconnect there because like I couldn't truly be myself.
When I first started at this job, I had a friend who was already working there, and ahead of me starting at that job, she went around letting everyone know that my pronouns were they, them, which are the pronouns that I use with her. I didn't necessarily want to get into that with this job, but that was something that they found out. I've become the person to come to about queer questions and questions about gender and things. I don't want to be that person. I just want to be myself.
I believe that people like to see men act as men, or if you see women act as women. So being a gay male, they don't want to see the feminine sides of myself. They want to see me present as masculine. And as a straight cis male would. So when I present in that way, I feel as though I'm taken more seriously and I'm trusted faster as well. Yeah, I think about optics as a lot being gay, being black as well. I know I'm biracial, but I'm 6'4". I'm obviously African American, and there'll be expectations about who let's say preconceived notions about both of those identities. So I think about optics actually a little bit too much.
Started working to the capacity that I'm working now at our makerspace before I started transitioning. So all of my coworkers have known me for this entire time, and it can be difficult at times, I think, for some of them to adjust. I know it's not malicious or hateful. My expectations have sort of reached a point where I don't see why anybody should be having issues if they interact with me regularly.
Ross was a good job until management changed, and the new manager felt like she was doing everybody a favor and broke the non-discrimination laws by exposing people and making sure she informed everyone that me and my two trans coworkers that our legal names were not the names on the roster, but she wasn't allowed to put the correct names on the roster. And she made sure to actively misgender us in front of other customers and all of this. And I was like, okay, well, I really don't care for you. I've reported you and Ross did nothing, and my coworkers reported you and Ross also did nothing. So I was definitely out as trans there.
It's hard because I also know having ADHD and being trans, I need medical insurance, and right now I'm like not having medical insurance. I'm having to like pay for testosterone out of pocket and not really taking Adderall. So it makes school a lot harder, and I'm paying a lot of money so I can keep transitioning or maintain my hormones. So that's something I'm really worried about and I'm very cognizant of, is like I genuinely need to work or else I'm kind of screwed.